third long ball here on Wednesday. Big news for Sacramento Republic FC. Their new stadium plans just got a big pat on the back. According to reporting from the Sacramento Bee, the Sacramento City Council voted unanimously 9-0 yesterday to allow construction to begin on their privately financed facility. Jason, how about that?
I realize now I should have put on one of my Sacramento Republic shirts. I have two of them.
Ooh, that's a culture clash right there, bro.
It's a miss. I chose the wrong Northern California team. Although I do like the Brooklyn Roots and I do like this shirt. I should have went on my Sacramento Republic shirt, one of them, and I was born in Sacramento Republic, so this is kind of a hometown story for me, even though I spent 2 months there before moving on. This is, as far as I can tell, this is the current plan for the stadium. Now, this is different than sort of the super over-the-top, completely enclosed. In fact, I'll put it up on the screen. I believe at one point this was the design for the Sacramento Republic Stadium. And that would be an absolute jewel in the American soccer stadium crown if they had built this. And I think I had this right.
The surrounding city scares me a little bit. Can't lie in this picture. The apartment blocks on the right, very dystopian. I'd be scared to be walking through there at night, but go ahead. Sorry. Sidebar.
Really? Okay. That's odd.
Looks a little spooky, but the stadium looks great.
Not sure why that you think it looks spooky. I'm just saying that was the design, I believe, when they were looking at MLS and really thought they had a chance at it. And now we're looking at this, and this is much more open. This looks much more like a college football stadium, a small college football stadium. I do believe this is going to be about 12,000 seats is the current plan. So it would come up short of the PLS for a first division team, which we know USL has a plan to create a first division league. And you would imagine Sacramento Republic would be right there at the top of the list to be a first division team for the USL. So again, there's no roof anywhere here as far as I can tell. But I don't know that we're in a beggars can be choosers world quite yet, right? That this Sacramento journey has been so long, protracted, drawn out, painful for a lot of people in Sacramento who really thought they were on the verge of an MLS team, Rob. And, they set attendance records and they got all this attention from people because of how popular the Republic were. They built something pretty special only to not be rewarded. Now, I know this is also going to bring in promotion relegation and make that a conversation around this. And I have some sympathy for that. But the way that the system works now, Sacramento, because they lost their billionaire backer and they weren't able to replace that person, and Major League Soccer moved on to other markets like San Diego and elsewhere, getting a stadium built for what is right now a second division team is a massive success in American soccer that we should never take for granted. So if they get this done, and it was 9-0 to start construction with this vote from the Sacramento City Council, I think we should all be, first of all, we should congratulate Sacramento and make sure that we are recognizing what this is, because they didn't give up. The owners, the people, I know the ownership has changed since the original launch of the team, but the people involved didn't give up on this dream of building a proper stadium for their soccer team in Sacramento.
And the pendulum swings to positive, because when we first, at the early days of this show, we had a segment on the drama going on. A lot of the Sacramento Republic hardcore fans were wondering what was going on. They hadn't heard anything from the ownership in a while. The temporary stadium had gone longer than they hoped. They hadn't heard about the new stadium. And I think it was about a week after we did that story, the news broke about the new arrangement and the new privately funded stadium plan. And then this was another big move towards that. The article in the Sacramento Bee further reports that there was 2 resolutions voted. Both passed so they can continue its plan to break ground in August in time to open in spring 2027. So essentially a 2-year turnaround for Sacramento Republic Stadium.
Let me acknowledge this comment here from Soccer Night in Detroit, who's an MK Ultra, a member of the channel. Be like Soccer Night in Detroit. Sacramento will adjust to 15,000. Detroit ended up adjusting theirs to accommodate for PLS in hopes of entering Division One for USL. I would imagine that's right. I mean, I'm sure that Soccer Night in Detroit is not lying here. I just didn't have that information available to me right now, but it makes sense that they would say, okay, how do we squeeze an extra 3,000 seats into this building so that we meet the standard? And then USL won't have to get a waiver for Sacramento. But continue, Rob.
To be specific on what passed in the city council yesterday, the votes finalized the agreements needed to begin the construction of the project, including comprehensive project agreement, land purchase and sale agreement, and master funding agreement. So basically they checked all the boxes to allow the groundbreaking to happen in August. And we've seen it for decades, great plans, great renderings. And then it comes to a moment like this and it doesn't work out for the team. So kudos to those out in Sacramento. And then hopefully these hurdles continue to be surpassed or passed, I guess. What's the right word there? What do you do to hurdle them?
You clear a hurdle.
Clear a hurdle. There we go. So hopefully more hurdles cleared in the future for more soccer specific stadiums in the country. Before we move on, I got to remind you guys, if you're watching this now and you haven't hit subscribe, do so now. We crashed through the 2,500 subscriber mark yesterday. Thank you everyone who's jumped on board the early days of Morning Kick Around in a way to build towards becoming the town square for the American soccer conversation. Proudly independent, Jason, doing this thing and looking to build it out and looking for a central place for this kind of conversation to happen. Take it a step further, become a member, $3.99 a month via YouTube. You get access to priority commenting, early access to videos, bonus content, and the Discord. You can follow us along on social media at mkickaround on X, Instagram, Blue Sky. Write us an email, morningkickaround@gmail.com, or you can support us outside of YouTube at coffee.com/morningkickaround.